ಪಡಿಸಿದಳೆ ಯಶೋದ
The very first recording which she gave was when she was 10 years old. Learnt her music from her mother, Vidushi Shanmugodi Vammal. The house in which she was born is a very small house. Even 2 autos cannot go. One of her neighbors had a radio. They used to play Hindustani music in those days. Entire life, grandmother never liked thick coffee. She was the Everest of music, that humility and respect for the audience.
ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೇ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೈನೋಟ್ ಮಾಲಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು
ಆತ್ಮವದೇವ ಪರಾನಪಿ ಪಶ್ಯತ ಮೋದಕಂ ಸದಾ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಿ ಸಾಧಕಂ.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆಕೆ ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆಕೆ ಹಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನು ಕೇಳೇ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಮ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಅಥವಾ ಪೂರ್ವ, ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೂ ಸರಿ MS ಅಮ್ಮ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಅವ್ರ ಹಾಡು ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಹುಶಃ ಕಿವಿ ವೇಸ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೆಸ್. ಅಂಥವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಶನ ಏರ್ಪಾಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಭಾರತ ರತ್ನ MS ಸುಬ್ಬಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲು ಅವರ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸನ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸುಬ್ಬಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಸಂಗೀತದ ಮನೆತನದಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋರು. ಅವರ ತಾಯಿ ಷಣ್ಮುಗ ಒಡೆಯು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವೈಣಿಕ ವಿದೂಷಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಗಾಯಕಿ. Srinivasan sir, welcome to our High Note program.
Thank you. I am indeed grateful to Hosadigantha and Anoor Ananthakrishna Sharma Foundation for having me here. Thank you so much.
You coming here and spending the time to give us a lot of inputs which we don't know. Of course, there are books, documentaries, and everything on MS Amma. And everyone has heard. Of course, even in Tirupati, the Suprabhatam is from her.
Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate Uttishta Narashardula Kartavyam Daivamanthikam.
The first question will be for you only.
Okay.
How you feel to be in this family? Because as a grandson of MS Amma, the son of Vidushi Mani, and who used to sing along with MS Amma, that's your mother, Vidushi Mani, Radha Vishwanathan. How you feel?
Actually, there is a both sense of pride as well as responsibility. Very happy because to be in this family and to see her from close quarters. I have actually lived 41 years of my life with her. So I have seen and observed her at close quarters for a very long period of time. And therefore, when I talk, I can give you some insights which probably you might not have heard before. At the same time, it is a very big responsibility because the Sangeeta Parampara is being continued by my daughters, Aishwarya and Saundarya. And therefore, to live up to the very high standards which my grandmother and mother have set, that was a golden era.
I also accompanied once.
Yes.
Aishwarya and Saundarya. They are doing good.
Oh, thank you, sir. We are indeed fortunate.
Saundarya is, of course, a dancer and also a violinist in both these styles, Western and Carnatic.
True.
ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯ ಸಾರಾಮೃತವು ಎನ್ನ ನಾಲಿಗೆಗೆ ಬರ
ಮಾಡಲಿ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ.
Let's begin with the teenager Subbulakshmi ma'am. How she started her music? Of course, you said, and it's there, she started singing from 6-7 years.
Yes, yes, yes.
Can you just explain about her?
The very first recording which she gave was when she was 10 years old.
That means in 20 or 19.
It must be 1926.
Oh.
And
Those times it was some HMV or something like
yes,
that.
yes. And the song was around 10 minutes or so. She learnt her music from her mother, Vidushi Shanmugavadi Vammal, who was a very popular Vainika in those days in Madurai.
Dhanammal was her.
Dhanammal and my grandmother's mother were also in a way related.
Okay. Of course, they come in the same family tree.
Same family tree. And they were also very close to each other. So Dhanammal has also heard my grandmother sing, and she was amazed at the quality of her voice in those days. My grandmother also had a younger sister called Vadivambal and an elder brother called Shaktivel, who used to play the mridangam.
Oh.
Vadivambal used to play the veena. Unfortunately, she passed away at a very young age.
Oh.
But there are pictures of Vadivambal and my grandmother also. In those days, they had nothing but practice. And the house in which he was born is a very small house. It is still existing today. No, in Madurai.
Madurai, yeah.
In a lane called Hanumantarayan Kovil Street, very close to the Meenakshi temple. It is so narrow that even 2 autos cannot go.
That M stands for Madurai.
Madurai. And S stands for Shanmugavadi, her mother's name.
Oh, it's very rare.
So, like even ML Vasanta Kumari had ML. M is for Madras, L is for her mother Lalita. In this small lane, they used to practice music, dance, veena, and apparently she used to listen to, one of her neighbors had a radio, and they used to play Hindustani music in those days. So my grandmother has listened to Roshnara Begum singing, Yaman Kalyani and all. Some of my grandmother's Yaman Kalyani will have traces of Roshnara Begum because of the influence of that music in her young days. Also, my grandmother's father was Madurai Subramanya Iyer. He was an advocate. And during the temple festivals, apparently he used to carry her around the temple when the Thair used to go, chariot.
Chariot.
So he used to call her Rajati in the pet name, Rajati Amma, Rajati. And one thing which I remember her telling is that those were the days when they were not very rich, and a lot of difficulty for money also was there. And they used to travel by trains. I'm talking of 1930s and 40s. Sometimes they used to sleep in the nights at the station itself. Early morning, somebody used to serve coffee. That coffee used to be very, not thick coffee, but very thin.
Yeah.
More water, less milk.
Saturated. Yeah.
So,
more sugar.
But even, entire life, my grandmother never liked thick coffee. because of her experiences with this thin, watery coffee,
Railway coffee.
she used to, even in the house, or when we used to go to someone's house and they used to ask for coffee, she used to say, "Konjam thanni nariya oothi kudu." Let it be watery. So she never enjoyed thick coffee. Also, in those days, they used to grind coriander seeds and make, sort of, whenever there was no coffee powder, the coriander seeds used to
Sukku coffee. Yeah.
and with dried ginger. So that was one of the beverages which was served to members visiting our house in Kotrapuram, where my grandmother used to stay.
It's like a kashayam.
Kashayam. So whoever used to come, we used to have that
Be good for the throat also.
with little jaggery,
Jaggery.
coriander seeds, dried ginger, and little milk, and it used to be a wonderful drink. So if you come to MS house, you will definitely have shukku coffee. That was a trademark of her, what would you call, hospitality.
I have told already, I think she started performing in her very early age, by before 10 or so. So, when she used to practice, and has she shared any anecdotes or anything about her practice in her early days? And her guru was her mother.
First guru was her mother.
And I know that later on she was a Manasika Guru or Shaman Gudi.
No, actually, she learnt a lot from Samangudi. In her early days, if you see my grandmother's adherence to the Shruti was perfect, pitch perfect Shruti, we can call it. But this was a skill which she had practiced a lot in her young days. So used to play the tambura. And then sing a sa or something, and go out of a little away and sing for some time, then come back, again play the tambura and see if the Shruti is still there.
This was the thing which my father was also doing sometimes.
Correct.
Used to tap, and we had the gap. Those times, the house was not built from wall to wall.
Yes,
so
yes.
Used to
lot
say,
of spaces.
Come around. Telling takadimi. So if I come, it should match. Even for Shruti, we used to do that.
So these were some small exercises which she used to do.
Of course.
And later on, of course, my mother used to say that early mornings she used to get up and do akara sadhakam. And always sarali varse, jante varse, she always used to sing. It was not that if she has become a great musician, she forgets the basics.
The warm-up exercise.
Warm-up is all. Even she used to sing sarali varse, jante varse. I remember her advising my daughter Aishwarya when she was a small girl, "Vaai uttu akaram, janta varsa akaram pannu," she said.
And those days, I think, open throat. They were not depending on the mic.
Mic. So she used to emphasize on practice. And even prior to her concerts, she was very disciplined and systematic before going to a concert. Always she used to be there around 45 minutes to 1 hour before the kacheri used to begin. Before the kacheri, they used to tune the tanpuras, Lakshmi and Saraswati. And while tuning the tampura, she used to practice Shankaravarnam Alankaram. Both my mother and grandmother will sing alternatively. There, Murthy Mama, V.V. Subramaniam sir, all will be watching them practice. So, very fast Alankaram she used to sing in Akaram. And then, in great humility, she will say, sometimes she used to tell me, "Chinu, paranga kootam vandirka parunu." So I used to go and just peep from behind the curtain. MS concert means houseful.
Houseful.
All half an hour before the stage used to be full, and people used to be Not only the chairs, even in
Even on the stage.
everywhere. Then I'll come
Back
and
up
tell
the
her.
stage.
I'll tell her, Party, ரொம்ப ஃபுல்லாக எடுத்து ஹால். Then she will say, பகவானே நான் நல்லா பாடணும், இவ்வளோ ஜனங்க வந்திருக்கா என்னை கேட்கறதுக்கு. Then I used to be amazed. What humility and what that bhavyam, that commitment towards the audience. She could have easily been at that, she was the Everest of music. She did not have that much of bhavyam, but she had that humility and respect for the audience. She used to say, they have paid so much to come and listen to me.
Of course.
I should sing
That
my
honesty.
best. Honesty. Then she used to go onto the stage, and while the others are seated, usually she will stand on the stage. As the curtains go up, she will be standing and she will do a namaskara to the audience, then sit down. Once she starts singing, she becomes a different person. The personality herself changes. There, Goddess Saraswati takes over her, because
Totally transformed.
That the same person who told that she is afraid and complete change. There she is in total command of her.
I think she will be seeing only the God and the music.
She used to talk very softly. I have never seen her shouting. I have traveled a lot with my grandmother on trains, and every station there used to be somebody who comes with the hot food. Actually, she has sung in around 15 languages. The famous song Dhano Dhanna Pushpe Bhara. And there he used to teach my grandmother Meera bhajans, Bengali songs. Owner was shocked. MS Subbulakshmi Amma, he is teaching her. Bearers, special coffee, he said.